The ingredients for this regular bowl of fried rice cost us a total of $22.92. The ingredients for this expensive bowl of fried rice cost us a total of $1,623.49. That is 75 times more expensive. I could fly all the way to China, buy a bowl of fried rice, and fly it back here, and it still wouldn't cost as much as this bowl of fried rice. So what makes this fried rice so rich? Well, we took all the ingredients of a regular bowl of fried rice and replaced them with all of the most expensive versions of those ingredients that we could find, no matter where they came from in the world. Okay, y'all, all of our ingredients. Oh my God. I've made it to Los Angeles. The ingredients are taller than me. You can't see me, I'm hidden. So let's get unboxing. So we're gonna start with the star of the show, which, no, is not the rice. It's the Wagyu beef. Kobe beef certificate of authenticity with the shipper's name, an ID number, a DNA management number, and oh, so much information. Wait, it was just the one piece of beef for $350. There's a little seal to indicate that it's like from the region that it says it was, but that marbling is insane. So instead of Spam, we're using Kobe beef A5 Wagyu ribeye. You've probably heard of Wagyu before, but Kobe beef is the highest quality of Wagyu that you can find. Kobe beef comes from one specific strain of cattle called Tajima-Gyu cattle, raised only in the Hyogo prefecture. And A5 is the highest grade possible, known for maximum marbling, texture, color, and fat quality. Okay, we're moving on to the second star of our show. The rice, $260, y'all. I bought rice the other day at the Japanese grocery store for like $7. Bubble wrapped for ultimate protection. We imported this special highest grade Uanuma Koshikikari Yuki Tsubaki from Japan. It's also known as snow camellia rice. So the rice comes from Uanuma inside the Niigata prefecture, widely considered the best rice growing region in Japan. Think not just Napa Valley, but the single best vineyard inside Napa. Why? Because Uanuma gets heavy snowfall, and when the snow melts, it creates ultra pure mineral rich water. This is like watering your crops with natural spring water instead of using tap water. Uanuma also has big day to night temperature differences, so that forces the rice to store more starch and develop fuller, rounder grains, helping to create that signature sticky, glossy, slightly sweet texture. I'm really excited to see what is so unique about the flavor of this rice. So let's hope I don't ruin this very expensive rice. This is going to be our very fancy sesame oil, dark roasted golden. It is a really pretty amber color, very nutty, very umami. Instead of using regular sesame oil, we went with Wadaman's dark roasted golden sesame oil. Wadaman is a 130-year-old Japanese sesame company that is still family owned. Most sesame oils used mixed grade seeds. This one uses high quality golden sesame seeds selected specifically for aroma, not yield. Alrighty, next up, I'm really excited for this ingredient. It is a special salt sent all the way from the Philippines. Asin Tibuk. If you know Tagalog, please correct me. This is really cool. I was like, this is the type of thing where you can see a child just like licking the whole thing, not realizing that it's like a super expensive piece of salt. We took that boring table salt, threw it over our shoulder and into the trash, not literally, don't worry, and we're swapping it out for Asin Tibuok sea salt imported from the Philippines. So this salt is one of the rarest and most labor-intensive foods in the world. It's made using an ancient coconut ash filtration system. Coconut husks are soaked in seawater for months and then burned into ash. Seawater is filtered through that ash to create a brine, and that brine is slowly boiled in clay pots until it hardens into salt. Instead of loose crystals, it forms a hardened dome or egg-shaped block inside a cracked clay pot shell. It's so demanding that only a handful of families still make it today. People describe the flavor as smoky, slightly sweet, earthy, and with faint coconut undertones. This one's labeled, so I know what this one is. It is our fancy Japanese sake. I feel like I'm unsheathing a sword or something. This is so luxurious. Plastic sleeve to protect it. The label is giving hand painted. It is very smart to preserve it because I feel like it's on such delicate paper that it could just be rubbed off. So it's almost like a little souvenir. You get a little souvenir with your sake. Instead of harsh cooking wine, we're going with one of the most luxurious top shelf rice wines on the market, Desai Beyond Sake. So instead of just buying rice, they run farming competitions, select the winning harvest, and then build a sake around that year's best possible rice. People describe it like rice juice turned into silk. We have nori. This is sea farmed in Japan, but roasted in California. Instead of topping our fried rice with generic rice seasoning, we're going the extra mile and finishing with imported Regulus Japanese toasted nori sheets. This seaweed is grown off the coast of Japan in nutrient-rich waters, famous for their red algae. This is the type of nori you buy when you're eating the expensive stuff like uni. We have our Gyr cow ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. It's used a lot in Indian and South Asian cooking. It's certified non-GMO and it's lactose-free. Lactose-free butter. Isn't that amazing? For all my lactose intolerant brethren. People really like this ghee because it's produced exclusively from cows that have milk with a particular protein, with like the A2 protein as opposed to the A1 protein, which is more common. Apparently it's easier to digest. I don't really know the difference. But I actually have heard my parents say, oh, A2 milk is better for you. You should get it at the fancy grocery store. Instead of butter, today I'm using Gyr Organic grass-fed A2 ghee imported from India. In order to make ghee, you melt butter slowly until the excess water evaporates and the milk solids separate. After straining the liquid gold, you're left with pure butterfat or ghee. This specific ghee is so expensive because it's made from a specific ancient cow breed from India called Gyr. Milk turns into curd, which becomes hand-churned butter, and then finally, slow-cooked ghee. So I first learned that clear soy sauce exists, actually, from another former BuzzFeeders video when Inga would make her I ate only blank colored foods for a day video. She used a clear soy sauce.
I feel like if you covered this up and I didn't know what color it was, I would have totally thought it was just normal soy sauce.
I've never tasted it. I've never seen it in the stores, so I'm really excited for this one. Oh, I don't know why. Maybe this is dumb of me. I thought it was gonna be lighter than this. This almost looks like the color of sesame oil. This is white soy sauce. Chefs use it when they want to infuse flavor into foods without changing the color. In order to make it, wheat is roasted in hot sand, coarsely milled and mixed with a small amount of soybeans, and then fermented with koji mold. The roasted wheat gives it a slightly nutty, fragrant sweetness you don't really get in normal soy sauce. In addition to sourcing ingredients from all over the world, we also found some at our local farmers market. These are what some people call heirloom eggs. They're really beautiful colors. You can see it looks like Easter. Instead of generic eggs, I woke up early, went to the local farmers market to buy a dozen organic rainbow eggs. My mom actually raises chickens, and she always taught me that the quality and the richness of the color of the yolk indicates the quality of the chicken's diet. While the color of the shell is really just determined by the breed of the chicken, the color really doesn't change the flavor that much, though I will say I'm biased. I think that my mom's farm-raised eggs are the best eggs I've ever had. You can never go wrong with onion or garlic, except of course when it's springtime and you have fresh ramps available. These are very fancy and hard to come by because they're a garlic green that only grows wild in the forest, apparently, on the east coast of the US. So for us to get them, they had to be shipped all the way from the east coast to make it to California, to make it to the tasty kitchen. So what a luxury to be able to have this. Ramps are also known as wild leeks, and they're an ultra-seasonal forage plant found in Northeast American forests. A mature plant takes years to establish in the wild, and they're only available for a few weeks from April to May. Ramps kind of taste like if scallions, garlic, and onions had a baby. So we really only need one vegetable to do the job of three. We have some more very exciting perishable ingredients. While I'm a big fan of mushrooms, these are from Amazon Grocery. Great for solid fried rice, absorbs a lot of great flavor. You could amp it up with some truffle, but truffles have to be consumed really fresh. People always wonder about who was the first person to see a mushroom and eat it, because if I saw this, I'd be like, that is excrement. That is leftover from another animal. I'm not gonna touch it, but now we just paid $87 for it. Any expensive or luxury dish, you'll probably find truffles. This is because truffles grow underground and can't easily be farmed or mass-produced. They use trained dogs and sometimes pigs to find them. Not only are truffles seasonal, but they also have a short shelf life, meaning the flavor starts to degrade quickly after harvesting. Well, that was exciting and scary, showing you a significant portion of my monthly paycheck in fried rice ingredients, but nothing left to do but get cooking. This is probably the scariest part of today, of cooking this expensive piece of meat. I'm gonna get my cast iron nice and hot while I season the meat. We're gonna take our lovely salt and get it all over both sides. Whoa. Hefty amount of ghee. This is a thin piece of meat, so we're only gonna cook it for a couple of minutes on each side. Whoa! With our ramps, we're gonna treat them kind of like a scallion, chopping up the whites and separating them from the leafy green part. This really smells so much like a scallion. I'm gonna try eating one raw. It's way milder than a regular onion and way milder than eating a regular piece of raw garlic. Very tasty. Oh, I'm excited for these.
Oh, yes.
Now we're gonna crack some eggs, a very critical part of our fried rice, using these beautiful brown and blue eggs. Of course, it gets a little more of our fancy salt. I'm really bad at estimating the volume of this salt. To cook our eggs, I'm adding a little more of that nice old ghee here. The eggs are looking done. We don't want to overcook them too much, so I'm going to remove them right now. So now we have that same wok we were using earlier for the eggs, getting it hot again, and going to add some ghee. And this is where we're gonna be combining all of our lovely fried rice ingredients. I love using butter for my fried rice, so I'm very happy that we're using ghee today rather than just regular oil. And if you ever wonder why isn't Joelle moving her wok around more, it's because my left arm is really weak. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. We have our ramp whites. We're gonna cook these until they're a little tender and fragrant. Okay, now we have our very fancy white rice. This was cooked and then left in the fridge overnight to dry out a little bit. That helps get a much better texture for fried rice. It actually fries rather than just like steaming itself. I didn't get to try this fancy rice when it was just freshly steamed, but I have to say it looks expensive. I don't know, something about it. Maybe it's the shape of the grain or how they're staying separated. Since this is a lot of rice, I'm adding a little more ghee. After our rice is cooked, we're gonna deglaze with some of our fancy sake. And I'm gonna add some of our fancy salt. I like a lot of salt on my fried rice, so can't have an under-seasoned fried rice. I can smell the sake cooking off and it smells so good. Next we're adding our ramp greens. With expensive ingredients, you gotta get every last piece, you know? Now we're gonna season it with our light soy sauce. It's so interesting that I don't think this is gonna change the color a ton the way that dark soy sauce normally would. Our eggs going in. Whoa! And I like to break it up so that every bite gets a little bit of egg. And that adds a lot of nice color also with our very orange yolks. And to finish it off, we're topping it with our sesame oil. This is gonna add so much nice fragrance. It smells so good. This is looking amazing, but we have some extra things to top it with, so let's get this plated. Now that our rice is pretty much done, we need to prepare our steak to go on top. This steak is so easy to cut. It's a little scary. I'm truly barely putting any pressure and we're slicing through. For the home stretch here, we have our Wagyu, which we did dice because we want every little bite of fried rice to get some of that delicious meat. I'm just gonna toss it in here, get nicely incorporated. This is so fancy, it's crazy. I can't believe how many dollars I'm just tossing in a wok right now. Normally, I cook very casually. Not today though. This is serious. Time to plate this up. Honestly, this rice reminds me of something one of my aunties used to say, where every wasted grain of rice is a drop of sweat from your ancestors harvesting it. Because rice is a very labor-intensive crop, and I feel like that saying is incredibly true today. Here goes nothing. How many dollars is each shaving? I'm so scared. And then we have our very fragrant nori on the very top. This dish is beautiful. I'm so excited to try a bite. I am also a little mortified, I think, with how much has been spent on this. So out of respect for all these fancy ingredients we just used, it's like at the Olympics, when you watch something and you're like, I could maybe do that, when you really can't. We have to compare with the average. So we're gonna get our regular old cheap bowl of fried rice to try it side by side to really be able to appreciate the difference here, and also to see how much was worth it and maybe how much wasn't. So I suppose I should start with the cheap, as we've been doing, before moving on to the expensive, but I'm not gonna lie, the cheap one smells really good. I think it's because it's what I'm used to in terms of the amount of soy sauce, sesame oil, the Spam, all that good stuff. So let's just give it a try. Cheers. That's really good. Oh my gosh, man, that's kind of hard to beat. We got wildly different results. I will say, tastes like home, tastes like waking up and my dad's making fried rice for breakfast before school, and I'm so excited because it's one of my favorite breakfasts. Now we have our big boy, our adult 401k, maxed out savings, maybe trust fund, fried rice. Yeah, let's give it a try. I feel like I have to get a little bit of everything. You got some ramp, some egg, some seaweed, truffle, and Wagyu for the perfect little bite. Whoa. Man, I'm not gonna lie. The texture of this tastes expensive. The bite of the Wagyu is so tender, but you know, it has structure. There's like a little more bite to it than Spam, which is kind of, I mean, it's soft, it's really processed. And then the truffle, interestingly enough, because there's so much of it, it almost has like a crunch to it, dare I say. Like there is mushroom there in a way that I wasn't getting over here. The ramps also add like really great fragrance. I will be honest though, I don't know if I'm getting a ton of the sake, soy sauce, expensive sesame oil notes that I could tell when we were just smelling them or trying them as individual ingredients. I almost wonder if like there's so much going on here that it can be a little hard to catch, like all the combination of all of those flavors, which makes me sad because they're very expensive. Let me try one more time. The steak is so good. It's so tender. It like melts in your mouth. Okay. So while I really like the textures and the fragrances happening in this expensive one, not gonna lie, if you were to give me fried rice, not tell me how much anything costs, I'm blindfolded, I think I would choose the cheap one. This is a really cool experience though, and I'm so glad that now I know what these level of ingredients taste like and like how it will affect flavors, but you have to like hunt for those nuances in the flavor. And maybe I'm just really hungry right now and want to wolf something down. And this looks really good to me. But I am so grateful to have been able to try these ingredients, learn about the histories of them or where they even came from, and just be able to see like what the upper limits of the quality of certain things can be, because I still want that sake. I still want that sesame oil, and I feel like there are probably ways I can use it that really highlight those ingredients individually that I'll really appreciate in my cooking. So we hope you enjoyed coming on this little culinary adventure with us, learning about so many different ingredients and ways to elevate your everyday dishes into something really special. Please let us know what you'd like to see us make next, and we'll see you in the next one.